I made that
All right,
break
we
short.
are back.
With David Fitzgerald, right?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Awesome,
What's going
dude.
on,
And
man?
you are the creator of a board game named Dead Things, correct?
A board game and an audio series.
Yes.
Awesome, man. That's
I
awesome.
have that, so we could play that whenever you'd like me to. I have the first of the audio series. But do they go together? Does the game correlate with the audio series?
Yeah, actually, it does. When we finished the game, we were just kind of sitting around trying to think of another way to push the game, because you can only push a game so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everybody said, you need to write a book.
Cool.
And
Really?
I didn't realize at the time there were like 1 million zombie books out there.
A lot of zombie board games too.
Yeah, are there?
Yeah. Yep.
And my background is in radio and audio production.
Wow.
Nice.
And I said, well, let me take a couple of the stories out of the book, and maybe we'll record them. And that's what we did with it's called the Trophy Part 1. I was sort of thinking to myself, just because there's a zombie apocalypse, bad people still exist. We've kind of seen that in some other shows. So this was sort of like, what if Dexter was around in a zombie apocalypse?
Cool.
And so we took the characters from the game, and we kind of do backstory for them.
Okay, that's cool. So these are the characters in the game you play as.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
and it's a board game, so it's you can play different characters. They each have different abilities. The thing about the game that everyone tells me they really like is the fact it's cooperative. If
Yes.
one
Yeah.
You said if
If
one
one
wins, everybody wins, correct?
yeah, but if one loses, everybody loses.
Wow.
Oh, right. Wait, as soon as one player dies, the game's over?
That's it.
Okay. All right.
The game wins. The game wins, and it likes to win.
What the hell was I playing recently that was like, I don't even remember. Oh, Shadowrun, the Shadowrun cooperative game. Yeah, that's the one who loses and the game's over. That's very complicated.
Yeah, it's the same kind of idea. The idea though is, I don't know if you've played board games lately, but they get more and more complex.
Yes,
Swim
I
plays
do.
a lot.
I've literally this entire week I'm on vacation. I play board games every single day, and a couple of cooperative games. I don't know if you're familiar with the Legendary series. Had 2 games of Alien Legendary. That one you stay. That one you stay alive till the last player. But like the one game that we lost, it was like we just took turns dying. So.
And what I wanted to do with Dead Things is I wrote it a couple of years ago, and I kind of pulled it out of the closet and I tried playing it, and it was so complex. So I just made it simpler and simpler, and the last thing I took out of it was the dice.
Really? Okay.
There's no dice in the game.
So
it's
what?
just cards?
Cards.
Cards only control your movement, so you never know when you're going to move.
So how do you do combat then? How do you do that?
Each of the human characters has one ability.
Okay.
And so, like one of the characters can shoot any zombie within 2 squares.
Okay.
And since zombies don't duck, if the zombie's within 2 squares, it's going to die. You just kill it.
Cool.
So you automatically,
kill.
your characters already have weapons and everything when they go into the game?
In this version, yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna do another version where you can actually build your characters.
I'm curious, have you played any of the other zombie games on the market? Because I've played 2 of them. I've played Zombicide and I've played Dead of Winter.
I would love to play them, but I don't want to steal by accident.
Right, that's smart. It's very smart.
That's
know,
cool.
Cool, man.
Many years ago, when I was writing, I once wrote this chapter of this fantasy novel that I thought it was the best thing ever, and I took it to a friend of mine, and he read it, and he said, this is a great opening of a book.
Right.
And I said, thank you. He said, I especially loved it when this guy wrote it.
Oh no! What the worst?
He literally walked over to his thing, pulled out a book, and
out.
not word for word.
Yeah.
So I have stayed away from them only because I think they're great looking games, but I don't want to accidentally take it.
Yeah. Smart decision, because I'll tell you right now, from what you described from your game, it's very different than either one of those games.
Cool. That's cool to hear, just from an outsider. I was going to ask you, too, have you ever considered doing like an app game?
I would love to. I've talked to a couple people that do apps, but none of them ever get back to me.
That's like us with sponsors. They never get back to me.
The thing is, I'm designing the game, and I'm writing the scripts for the audio series. We do an audio episode every month.
Okay.
And I don't have time to learn how to do apps.
Is the game released already, or it's not?
Yeah, it's out. It's available for order.
Correct? The game has been out, sort of with a real soft launch, with a non-Kickstarter background. We wanted to see, first of all, if people were interested.
Okay.
When I've run it at conventions, I usually walk people through the first turn. By the second turn, they don't need me there anymore.
Cool.
That's how easy the rules are. I play tested it with my kids when they were like 5 and 8.
Nice. That's what I was going to ask.
Really
I was reading on your site how simple it is, and I saw that you said that by the second turn, you basically have the game down.
Yeah, it's the thing that I really like about the game also is the fact that you never know when the end of the turn is coming.
Really? How? Why is that? Like, what is the game going? Like, what's the engine there? How come you don't know when the game's gonna end?
It's done with cards. Every human gets a card where they go first, and then the other characters go after them.
Okay.
And then there's a card. There's 3 cards in there that move zombies, either spawn zombies or move zombies.
Okay.
And then there's another card that ends the turn.
Oh, okay. So the turn might not even you don't know when the turn's gonna end. It's just until that card turns up.
Right. And what happens is every time the turn ends, the marker moves up. There's a little phase marker. Every time the phase marker moves up, when zombies are spawned, they spawn in additional places.
Cool.
So if you just take your time and try to turtle up, eventually zombies will start spawning all over the board.
Oh wow!
So you've got to keep moving, because and I don't know if you've had a chance to see the board, but the board has what looks like litter on the board.
I did check it out. Yeah, a little like a grid board and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and what the litter is in pieces of 1, pieces of 2, or pieces of 3, because I wanted to make it so that it would hide the fact that you're using the mechanic. So in the first phase, zombies spawn wherever there's 1 piece of litter.
Right.
And then as the game goes on, they'll spawn in wherever there's 1 piece of litter and wherever there's 2 pieces of litter. And eventually they'll spawn in wherever there's 1 piece of litter, 2 pieces of litter, or 3 pieces of litter. Okay. So you'll basically just get overwhelmed.
So is every playthrough is going to be very different then, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you may draw your first card and it may be end of turn.
Okay.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, that's.
You draw your first, and we've actually had games where
I don't know if that would just piss me off or. We actually did that recently. They released a board game version of the Oregon Trail, and it was
yeah, I've seen that.
God, yeah,
that.
It's a
dysentery.
Yeah. We all died. I think the first turn. It was like this game.
You die in the friggin' game all the time.
I bought that for my wife for her birthday.
Yeah.
And so we had to play it out, and because she loved that game.
Yeah.
And when her tongue of her wagon broke, we all talked like we had broken tongues.
That's amazing.
I love that game.
It was fun. The only issue I had with it is the rule book was terribly written. We had to go on the Board Game Geek, and somebody had actually emailed the company to clarify the rules because they just wrote the shittiest rule book in the world. Please make sure your rule book is very well written.
Well, you can never train your customer.
Right.
And I had one guy who I was corresponding with, and I sent him the game, and he said, "Oh my God, I can't get past this, and this is happening." And I thought to myself, "Oh my God, I wrote a bad rule."
Right.
Yeah.
And I looked, and it was customer issue.
Oh, okay. It was just It's easy to misinterpret things in games.
One game I have with the kids. It was a Transformers game from, I think, the early 2000s, and yeah, I still don't get it. I just made my own rules up.
Yeah, you have to.
This one guy came back and said, "Do I do this and this and this?" And I thought to myself, that's a better rule than the one I wrote. Yeah, that is exactly how you do it. And that's in the second edition.
I like that, dude.
Oh, man.
David, real quick, should I play the first part of your audio series?
Yeah, let's do. This is episode 1, the trophy. It was the first short story we wrote, and it go for it.
Awesome, thank you, dude. I'm loading that right now. Dead Things, the trophy, part 1.
Kim, can I speak to you for a minute?
Sure, what do you want, Sarge?
Well, there's only one building in the development left, and even if it's full of people, you can probably fit them all in your Humvee. I need to get back to the base before it gets dark.
Sure, I can do that. I haven't seen a zombie out here all day. Hell, make it 3 days and no bodies that can turn either. I should be able to do it in a minute or two and follow you in.
Well, that's not all of the favor. I want you to take Lauren.
What the fuck? You hate me or something?
I want you to walk her around a bit. She's green. She needs mentoring.
Hank!
It's Sergeant Murbury.
You gonna pull rank?
Yes, I am. Now get to it.
Yes, sir.
Almost done here. Where's everyone going?
They're heading back, and you're riding with me. But we gotta tag that house before we head back.
Let me finish.
Okay, you're done.
But
I said you're done.
Are we taking the Hummer?
It's half a block.
What about zombies?
None here. No dead to reanimate either. Come on, keep up.
This is a huge house.
Early American monster house, I think.
Maybe it's empty.
We gotta check. Go inside, look around, and then you can mark it empty.
Who is it?
United States Army, we're an extraction team. We're here to get you out.
Sorry, I was in the family room moving things around.
You didn't hear us calling people out of their houses or any of the ruckus we were making.
No, I'm sorry. I was busy in the basement. I was moving some old trophies.
Trophies?
Yeah, my family, we're avid trophy collectors, but we didn't think the neighbors would approve they dropped in, so they've always been kept in the basement. But since this seems to be the end of the world and all, I figured, hey, what's the harm?
How many of your family live with you?
None. Now, I'm alone.
What kind of trophies?
Lauren, this isn't the time for that, Mr.
Sands. More Sands.
Mr. Sands, we need to evacuate you. We're not going to take no for an answer.
Can I at least lock up? I am coming back, aren't I?
When this is all over, I'll drive you myself.
Well, let me get some things. It might take a while. Do you want to come in?
Okay, come on, Lauren.
Wow. You have a lot of stuff.
Thanks. My family are collectors. Always have been. I was over in the study arranging the trophies. Do you want to see?
Maybe another time. Can we just get your things?
I'd like to see them.
Private? No.
All right. Well, just let me get a few things.
I don't like it in here. It's too crowded.
He has a lot of what looks like antiques.
Did you see which way he went?
Through that door.
Okay.
I want to take a peek at the trophies.
Now, stay with me. I think he's coming back.
I was thinking.
Oh, shit. He's got a gun!
Ah! You shot him! You shot him in his throat!
My gun! It went off. It was an accident.
You shot him twice.
You're right. It was on purpose.
Put the gun down. Or I'll shoot.
You won't. You can't. He was the strong one.
I'll shoot.
Oh, relax. It's just a hand. Let me get a good hold of you. You know, I can drag you into the sitting room.
Get help.
No, you've lost too much blood. It wasn't a clean shot. You're going to bleed out, my dear.
I'm cold.
There we are. Almost into the parlor. Oh, don't be afraid. They can't hurt you. You see that trophy over there? That's Rebecca. She was my first. I didn't do a good job on her. Oh, I was young, but you have to admit, the newer ones are much better. I'm pretty good with a needle and thread. You could say I'm an artist.
Oh, cold.
I know. It'll be quick. Just let it go. You know, I was contemplating getting rid of all these old trophies of my kills, but they bring back such good memories.
Oh.
This brave new world of ours has given me a better kind of trophy. Something that keeps a semblance of life. It moves and reacts, and you'll have to forgive me. I am really excited by this prospect. So, let me show you the place of honor that you will have. But first, if you will excuse me, I need to close the door behind us. My tools can get really noisy.
As soon as I heard the lisp on that guy,
Yeah, as soon as there are trophies, I'm like, yeah, dude,
lisp in the trophies. You know, it's gonna.
So in the game, is there a traitor player?
No, there isn't yet. When we get further into the supplement, there'll be a sort of like a special ability card everyone's going to get that gives them a special thing. And one of the cards will be, if you win by yourself, then you are the only. Then everyone else can die. If you win by yourself.
Nice.
And that breaks a basic rule of the game. So everyone else is pulling for the team, and this one person's going to win by themselves. So we're not catering to Morris Sand right off the bat, but we do want to make it in there so that we can have a traitor type character.
Cool,
man.
I feel like that's how anytime you guys get someone at the door, it goes.
Yeah.
No comments, Lambo?
No, you're giving away our secrets, man.
Who do you get to voice the characters on the audio series?
My friend Gary Rayner is the director of most of the episodes. He lives in California, where I used to live, and so he has a group of very talented voice actors who come in.
Oh, cool!
And we usually do a season, a day. They come in, we have 4 scripts ready, and they read through, and then he goes and cuts them up and puts all the sound effects on it.
Nice.
The gentleman who played Morris Sands actually has become quite popular with a lot of our listeners. They want to see more of him.
Cool, man. That's cool. And I heard. Did you say you worked in radio?
I did. I was a disc jockey for like 5 years out in California.
Cool. What kind of radio?
I did a little bit of everything. I did a little bit of overnight rock jock. I was like real happy doing that. Then I decided I'd make a really good career move and go to film school, which is like next to being a disc jockey, being a film graduate, it's kind of a no. You're not going to get a job anywhere. So I did some time. I did a lot of audio work. I love doing audio because you built that house in your head while you were hearing about it.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know what that house looked like, and and that's the one thing that audio has. I mean, listening to your recordings last couple of weeks, I have an idea of what you look like, and then I looked at the picture, and you look like nothing like. And I've always told people I have a face for radio.
So I tell Slim all the time.
He doesn't have to tell me. I just know I have a face for radio.
Have you? Do you have any other games you've made or that you're making, David?
I've done a lot of role-playing stuff.
Okay.
I wrote a lot of role-playing before I decided to spend more time on Dead Things. I've written a couple of what they call LARPs, which is live-action role-playing.
Yep.
Okay.
It's when everybody dresses up, meets out in a park, and fights each other.
Yeah, like 2 damage. 2 damage.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. It's a little bit more like consulting detective. There's usually you aim at somebody and say, yeah, 2 points of damage. Yeah, that's a good guy.
That's what I know from Opie and Anthony. I think Opie went to a LARPing convention, and all I heard him scream was 2 damage for like an hour.
I did that, and I've got a couple of books out there that do different D&D type stuff and role playing stuff. But the board game, I just started putting a little bit of work towards it, a little bit of Fiverr to get some artists and other stuff, and we are where we are now.
Awesome, dude.
I got a question that these other 2 guys aren't going to understand at all, but do you know any prominent figures in the Game Boy community, such as like Tom Vassell, the Game Board, and the game? I'm sorry, in the Game Board community, such as like Tom Vassell or Ronnie Smith, or like any of those guys?
I would give my kidney if you'd introduce me to one.
Can you?
I just watched YouTube
I want
videos.
a kidney.
But they're always at the conventions. I know Tom Vassell does his Dice Tower convention and stuff like that. So I wasn't sure if you had pitched your game to any of those guys.
No, what I did originally, I was self-publishing it through a print-on-demand company, and the publisher was there, and he says, I've been printing this game for like 6 months now, and I've never played it. And I said, well, let's sit down and play. And so he played a game of it, and he says, I want to publish your game.
Cool. That's cool.
And we've done really well with him, but it needs to be kicked up. One of the things people always tell me is there aren't enough zombies.
Really?
Well, the standees, there's, and I'm so okay. So next print run, we're gonna do more zombies. I'm toying with the Kickstarter. I've never done a Kickstarter.
I was gonna ask. I figured that's how you started.
Yeah, I mean Kickstarter is like board games. Like,
that's what my buddy Mike at work always tells me. He wants to come up with one because he said that they do good on Kickstarters.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we've done up to now on Dead Things has been paid for through my writing.
Wow, that's cool.
So it's kind of like, my wife's like, well, if you're going to do this, I'm like, it's all coming out of my writing money. And she's like, okay, fine. So that's kind of like a badge of courage, or a badge of honor to me.
Yeah.
But it's to get to the next level, to get to the additional stuff, to get to the additional characters. We're going to have to go Kickstarter, and that's where we're going to go next.
Wow, David, we have to wrap this up, but where can everybody find you?
Deadthingsgame.com.
Awesome, dude.
And one thing I say, in the future, if I get this app running, let's play it online.
Yes.
Cool, man. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely let us know too, man.
I might even just order your game because I'm always looking for new games for my group.
Yeah, Slim is a big board game enthusiast.
Yeah, and your game sounds like something that my group would enjoy greatly, so you can probably check it out.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate being here.
Dude, thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Later, dude. What was that?
Oh.
Wow.
That didn't sound like a sneeze. I was like,
what a way to...
I'm trying not to sneeze.
Fucking nerds. That was Slambo, you fucking nerds.
You might as well just sneeze into the microphone.
He did. He turned like...
He leaned over.
I think he turned into a zombie.
He leaned over into my microphone.
He did.
I barely missed his beer.
Oh, but I want to slam those snot and these debris in my these debris. All right, guys. We're going on break.
Cat's just
We're
looking
gonna
at
end
us.
an interview, like a good interview, and then Slam was like, "Fuck."
Murder in his